What's going on, guys? Joe and Kev here again.
What's up, guys?
Today we're going to talk about Instagram influencers, how to utilize them, the importance of them, and just some basic tips and tricks that you can use to really grow your business using influencers. It's a pretty powerful tool these days, and if you're just starting out, it's also a great way to build the data in your pixel, bring people to your shop that actually like your stuff. So Kev's going to start off a little bit of the importance of it, and then I'll go into 6 different steps that you can take to find a good one.
Yeah, so we're actually looking at a document, guys. So I'm going to be looking up a lot to see what we jotted down in notes. So basically, I think my personal opinion on influencers, it is the most important way of marketing and the cheapest way. If you've done Facebook ads, you'll notice sometimes you'll spend $5, $10, $15, $20 with no sales, sometimes even $100, and you don't even get a sale. The cool thing about an influencer is you can literally give them a sample if you have a sample of an item, and they will take the picture, a professional picture, with a nice background and everything, and you'll be able to use that image and they'll post it to their audience, which I think is super clutch. Like I've done a lot of influencers, and I've actually received a quite amount of sales from influencers. And I give them a coupon code for their customers, 20, 25% off, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Some of you might even give them 50% off depending on your prices and your profit margin. And they already have people that are following them that love what they post. And I think it's a great way to do it. And what I would do with their discount is I would put their first name or their Instagram name and like 25. So it's easy. Like, for example, Lizzie25, which is an easy name and an easy way to go about it. People will remember it. But I highly, highly suggest influencers over Facebook marketing. I mean, that's where I've had my luck. I've spent a lot of money on Facebook advertising with very little sales, if any. And then I've spent much less money on Instagram influencers. I've received images and sales, which I think is awesome. And a lot of them will post a picture up forever, depending on the group. The key's going to talk about the key things to look for, but one thing I do want to stress is make sure you find people that will actually represent your brand the right way. Like if you are selling women's clothes, sell it to that demographic, like women, the age that you're looking for, and make sure that they have an audience and there's people commenting and so that they can all be a part of it. But Joe's going to talk about the 6 different ways for Instagram influencers, and go for it, dude.
Cool. So just to start off on some basic stuff to actually find a list of different influencers that you can use. A super simple tip would be just go in the search bar on Instagram and type in a term or a key term or even your niche that you're looking to find, and a bunch of different Instagram, not necessarily influencers, but profiles will pop up. Me personally, I like to scroll down a little bit. Usually the top ones are either extremely expensive or just way too out of your price, like realistically way out of your price range to start.
This is also a key point. Once you find someone you really like, there's also an arrow button by their name that has similar influencers / like Instagram accounts. So if you really like that person and they're getting you sales, click on that arrow button and it'll actually lead you to different Instagram accounts that have the same niche and the same demographic and stuff like that. So yeah. I think that can really help you guys out.
For sure. Also, I like to tend to stick with what I call micro influencers, basically anywhere between 10,000 followers and 50,000 followers. Now, what the key thing is make sure these are real engaging followers. There's a lot of bots out there these days, engagement groups, pretty much a bunch of stuff that could make you have the impression that they're actually worthy of contacting, but it's really all fake. So make sure anywhere between 10 and 50, but real engaging people.
10 and 50,000.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to start with the first step that I wrote down. Once you find an influencer, a really great website to actually see whether or not these followers are real is socialblade.com. We'll put a link in the description for that. Socialblade basically gives you different graphs and shows the over time how much followers, how many unfollowers, how many posts they have, and so on. So it's really great for actually seeing, how their whole Instagram is working on the back end. What you want to do, and in the types of graphs that you want to completely avoid, is what I call step and ladder graph. So basically, if it's going like this, and then sharp up, and then over, and then sharp up, basically what that is showing you is that over time they're basically just buying their followers. Because it spikes up for one day and then it's nothing, and then spikes up again. So you want to avoid those type of graphs on Social Blade.
Basically, if they're going from 5 to 10,000 followers in one day, they're bullshitting you.
Right.
So you just want to have a graph that's consistent that shows that maybe they've had 300 followers in one day, or 200, or if they have a really big account, maybe it is 1,000, but it is gradually going up.
Right.
It's not just all of a sudden 0 to 12,000 to 100,000. They're bullshitting you.
Right.
Bullshitting themselves.
So the next one I also try to avoid graph-wise on Social Blade is peak and valley ones. So that's indicative of people who have an automation system, an auto follow, unfollow type system, where it'll go completely up and then completely down in a very short period of time. So definitely try to avoid those as well. You're looking for a constant, steady graph of increasing followers. The next one, let's see, what do I have here? So once you confirm that you have like 5 to 10 influencers that you're actually, considering based on the graphs that you think would work, take a look at the comments. This is super key as well, because if they have very generic comments, or for every post that they have, the same people are commenting, this is also indicative of engagement groups. An engagement group is basically a group of people in a chat where someone says, okay, I made a post, and then everybody in that group will either like or comment on the post. So it's not real. Those people aren't really engaged with that person or really like that person. They're just doing them a favor because they get the response in return. So don't do that as well. Let's see. So a really good website in addition to Social Blade is called Phlanx, P-H-L-A-N-X. I'll put that in the description too. It basically just gives you the engagement rate of an influencer when you type in the information. So again, I'll put that in the description, but you're looking for anywhere between, for the smaller pages, 1.5% and 3% engagement rate. But again, keep in mind that this could be a variation based on engagement groups and stuff like that. So you have to check all those other things that I was mentioning.
Anything above 3% is very good.
Very, very good. Yeah, but it could also be fake. So keep that in mind. So now you've narrowed it down from 5 to 10 to now maybe 3 to 5 influencers. You want to reach out to those influencers, contact them, kind of give them a little bit of background on your company, get to know them, build a relationship, and ask what their rates are. I personally like to get their rate and then say, okay, well, if it's for 24 hours for $100, let's say, and I only want maybe 5 hours, right? Then I'll divide that and give them a lower price. They'll usually end up doing that because for the most part, between 3 and 6 hours when you post is when you get the most engagement.
And some of the people, like I said before, they're looking for awesome products, or products that they actually like and will use. So I've actually never paid anybody to put up a post, but I have shipped them out free items to do so. And I think that's the best way to go about it, because you don't have to pay them out of pocket, and usually your sample fee isn't going to be $50 or $60, and you have someone wearing a customized item of your top or t-shirt or whatever item you're selling that you can actually put on Facebook and use that as an ad on Facebook, which, as we mentioned before, lifestyle pictures are key for Facebook advertising.
Yep, definitely. So the final thing that I like to do is make sure that no other posts are made within a 3 to 6 hour time frame after you've negotiated your price and the influencer has made a post. This is basically just going to drown your post in a bunch of other ones, and it's essentially ineffective for posting at all, and you wasted all your money. So make sure they don't post anything after for at least 3 to 6 hours, and negotiate with that as well.
Yeah.
That pretty much wraps it up for Instagram influencers. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right.